In Hebrews chapter 11, the Bible talks about how that these men, through faith, they wrought righteousness, they subdued kingdoms, they obtained good reports. Weak men became valiant in battle. They put the army of the aliens to flight. Even women received their dead back to life. So they knew what to do to bring the dead back to life. They knew what to say to bring the dead back to life. They knew what to do to subdue the opposition against their life. Meanwhile, they don't have the Holy Ghost upon their life. What is missing? The revelation of Jesus. They knew something about God that we don't know. Joshua will stand and say, son, stand still upon the mountain. And the sun will stand. Abraham will show up and negotiate for a nation of Sodom and Gomorrah. What if you find 50 believers? What if you find 40? What if you find 30? He could negotiate for the destiny of a nation. He knew something that we don't know. Elijah will lock up heaven. 1 Kings 17. He will lock up heaven and say there will be no rain for the period of 3.5 years except by my word. He knew something that we don't know. They knew something about God that God revealed to them that we don't know. Peter will say, silver and gold have I none, but such as I have give I thee. Who talks like that except to have a secret? But you know what? We that have, Jesus Christ said, greater works than what he did shall we do. What is happening? Prophets of old will legislate and change the course of government. They will confront kings and leaders of their time. But what are we doing? We need something that we don't have. There is a kind of the knowledge of the Son of God that we have not had. I want you to be angry in your spirit and be determined to know God the more. Because right now, if this is what Jesus talks about, then we are not there yet. Greater works shall we do. People are dying. We have the population now. We have technology to advantage, yet we can do nothing. Imagine the number of us. How many were there? It was only Elijah that locked heaven and pocketed the key. But here we are. Men and brethren, we need to desire to have personal revelation of Jesus Christ. It is by so doing that we can manifest the greatest power of God ever, the power of resurrection, that I may know him, and the power of his resurrection, and the fellowship of his suffering, being made conformable unto death. You know what? Daniel speaking in Daniel chapter 11 verse 32, the B part of it. He said, they that do know their God shall be strong, and they shall do exploit. The reason why you are weak is because you don't know your God. If you want to be strong, desire to know Jesus. If you want to do exploits, you must know Jesus. They that do know their God shall be strong. You are buffeted and you give up your faith because you don't know your God. You don't know whom you are serving. You don't know that he's the creator of the ends of the earth. The Bible said the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. He has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floor. That is the God you serve. They that do know their God shall be strong, and they shall do exploit. This is how the men of old, they understood certain dimension of God. And the Bible said they did exploit. They wrought righteousness. They obtained promises. They put to flight the army of the aliens. They escaped the edge of the sword. Even dead were received back to life by women. Women, are you here tonight? How much of God do you know?